Hey friends, what is up? What's the deal? Recently I've been thinking about, and when I say recently, I mean maybe like the last few months, I've been thinking about going vegan. I decided to kind of test my skills and see if it was something that I could just like do off the bat or something that I would actually have to hone in on skills wise. When I say skills, I mean like cooking vegan meals, creativity, actually executing them properly, and making sure that everything that I'm including in the meal is vegan. So there's a group of people outside and they're really loud. Anyways, I hope you don't hear them. This camera picks up like absolutely everything and it's like kind of frustrating. But yeah, so today I'm gonna be cooking some vegan meals. What? It is like 10 o'clock and yeah, I'm not a big breakfast person. I've been up for like just under an hour now, so it's time for me to like eat something, put something in my body. Typically what I do at this point in time is I like drink some coffee with oat milk, but I'm not really feeling coffee right now. I feel like that's gonna be like a later thing with a meal. Last week I drank too much coffee and I started getting jittery, and so I'm a little nervous about making coffee and drinking too much. So when I make coffee today, I'm gonna drink it with a meal. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by making a smoothie, and then I'll make like a nice lunch brunch thing a little later. And yeah, I'm excited, you guys. Let's see how this day goes. I always like to keep frozen berries in my freezer just because you never know when you're gonna be craving a smoothie. I added a bag of mixed berries as well as a bag of mangoes. I squeezed in about a quarter of a lemon and put in some cranberry juice and orange juice and got to blending. I always like to put in lemon to add some acidity to my smoothies. I think it adds just kind of an extra layer of deliciousness. Brunch is my absolute favorite meal of the day. It's so much fun. There's so much you can do with it. I chopped up some onions, chopped up some colorful peppers, and I put them aside while I prepared my tofu scramble. For my tofu scramble, I just manually grounded up some tofu and added some garlic powder as well as some turmeric, and I just mixed it up in a bowl. Love potatoes. I think potatoes are like probably one of my top 3 favorite foods in the world. They're so versatile. I soaked these in some cold water for a little bit and then patted them dry so that they wouldn't get very soggy and they would get a little bit crispy. I heated up a pan with olive oil and popped these bad boys in there. I drizzled some olive oil on them with some salt and a little bit of cayenne pepper. And let that simmer for a bit. I'm doing the same thing on another pan and adding in my peppers and onions along with some salt and pepper. I'm also adding in some tomatoes, which was like a last minute decision for me, but I love tomatoes, so you can never go wrong with that. And then I added in my tofu scramble. To be honest, this looked exactly like eggs. I put in some spinach. I love adding spinach to my scrambled eggs or any kind of brunch or breakfast meal. So I added in a couple of handfuls of spinach. My potatoes were done. I accidentally let one side get a little bit burnt, but that's okay. I'm setting those aside and putting them on some paper towels so that the towel can absorb some of the oils. And in the meantime, I am prepping some corn tortillas. I gotta be honest, you guys, this is probably my favorite meal of the day. It was so delicious. It looked so pretty. I would highly recommend. I think the only thing missing from this was a little bit of hot sauce and or some like salsa. I also made myself an iced coffee. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to make sure that I drank my coffee with some food in my stomach first so that I didn't get jittery again. I decided today to add a little bit of sugar in my coffee, which is a little unusual for me, but I wanted to mix it up. So I added some sugar and some hot coffee and let that sugar dissolve. And then I added the rest of my coffee and some oat milk. Oat milk is my favorite nut milk and is the superior nut milk, if anyone wanted to know. So around 3:30 or 4 every day, I get a little bit snacky, so I decided to make myself some oatmeal. I like the Trader Joe's apples and cinnamon oatmeal. I was feeling a little bit more snacky than usual, so I decided to add in some frozen mango chunks. Pretty simple, kind of boring, but it was delicious. So for dinner, I wanted to get a little bit more creative, and I think I was a little bit in over my head. I've never actually cooked with tofu before, so trying to make crispy tofu was a little bit challenging. I was making sure that the tofu was dry by like patting it in a paper towel, and I set that aside for a little bit while I chopped up half an onion and some garlic. I then heated up a pan with some olive oil in it and sauteed my onions and garlic, and shortly after I added in my tofu. While the tofu was cooking, I started making my peanut sauce, so I added some peanut butter, coconut milk, and a little bit of water, and I just mixed that up. tablespoons of soy sauce and a little bit of salt and mix that in together. And once that was a liquidy consistency, I added it to the pan with the tofu and let the sauce reduce a little bit. The sauce reduced, I actually added in some cauliflower and let that sauce reduce a little bit more. Again, I wanted to add in some spinach. You guys know I love spinach. And I let the spinach kind of cook and wilt a little bit in the pan. Unfortunately, I thought I had leftover rice, but I didn't, and I ended up using cauliflower rice, which was good, but I very much would have preferred just regular rice. And lastly, but certainly not least, for my dessert, I had a vegan berry crumble. If you're interested in the recipe, check out my previous video. So once again, here we are. I always either forget to film an intro or an outro, sometimes both, but to be honest, I've never ever filmed both. Like, it's really bad. Overall, everything that I ate vegan-wise was really great. I think my favorite meal was like the breakfast tacos. Those were really, really good. To be honest, I enjoyed the tofu scrambled better than scrambled eggs. So like, that could be like an actual permanent substitution moving forward. For my dinner meal, I really didn't enjoy it that much. I think that the sauce just wasn't made right and the tofu wasn't crispy enough. I probably should have gotten like extra firm tofu. I got like regular firm tofu from Trader Joe's and it was just like falling apart. It didn't get crispy at all, which like, I'm not really sure what I did wrong. Also, there were children playing outside, so if you hear like screaming and laughing and yelling, it's the children. Yeah, overall, I was a little disappointed with dinner. I like thought I had leftover rice from like the other day. I ordered like Indian food and I just didn't have leftover rice. And like by the time I'd already finished my meal, I didn't want to like start cooking rice from scratch because that was going to take another like 30 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that. And I was like, no, I'm hungry. I just want to eat. So I used cauliflower rice, which I love cauliflower rice. It's really good. I think overall I was just disappointed. I'm probably gonna try it again one day just to challenge myself and see if I can actually do it. But all in all, I'd say for my first time doing a full day of vegan meals, at least intentionally, I did a pretty good job. Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any like vegan foods or recipes that you like eating because I need inspiration or like any sort of advice. I'll take it all. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. Lastly, and most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.